Coach, this past week dropped your game on Thursday in Portales before you came back and got a win in Canyon. Just talk about your team and their ability to bounce back from that loss to be able to claim a win in Canyon. Very tough place to play.
Well, it was the first time, this semester. I said it the last time I spoke. We've won 2, lost 2, won 2, lost 2, won 2, lost 2, and we kind of got to that stage where we said on Friday, hey, we got to change the pattern at some stage, and I like to show Ted Lasso, and we talked about, hey, be a goldfish, have a 10-second memory. We got to forget about what happened, yesterday on Thursday and worry about our game tomorrow. And I thought our guys had a lot of energy on Friday, which I was curious to see how we were going to react after getting beat the way we did on Thursday. And they came in really good Friday night for practice, and our shoot around Saturday was full of energy and pep. So I knew we were going to play hard and compete hard, and I'm glad to see we came out on top.
I love hearing that about Ted Lasso, by the way. It's a great show. Glad you said that. Anyway, back to the game. It was a 2-point game at halftime, and it was single digits throughout the second half. How are you able to navigate such a tight game and close?
I think it's just we had some players that really stepped up. We had a lot of stuff going on. We had a kid that wasn't even with us over the weekend because he was sick. A post player that's got a medical issue right now. We had a kid break a nose, and he was out for the rest of the game. We were really limited on bodies once Blessing and Deschappé fouled out. We're kind of looking down the bench, and I told my assistant, stop looking down there. We ain't got much left down there. And so, I just credit our guys. They really gutted it out. And, to see Sterling Gaston Chapman, he's exhausted. Shamar Smith is exhausted. We had to take him to urgent care after the game and get IV bags pumped into him because he was running on fumes down the stretch and cramping up after the game. So, what I could tell you is you had a group of kids that laid it all out there, and fought till the very end. And that's the best answer I can give you because it wasn't strategy, it wasn't shots going in, things like that. We had some guys that had some really good games for sure, but I thought defensively we were really tough. We rebounded when we needed to rebound, got stops when we needed to get stops, and just stuck together. I think it was the first time all year I felt like we were down 40-34. That's usually the span where this team is kind of cracked in games, especially in the second half when we go down like that. And it was good just to see us come back from that, take the lead, and then finish the game out at that stage, because that's kind of been the hard part for our team this year. Is we get in the second half, we see a 6-7 point deficit. I feel like that's turned into 15 plus for this team for whatever reason. And for that night, for Saturday night, we took a 6-point deficit and rallied the troops and gutted it out and, won it at the very end.
Let's talk about one specific player, Kendrick Delahousse. Seemingly had the most energy. He, on Saturday, led the team with 27 points, the most by far on that team, and he also went 13 for 13 from the free throw line. So what did you notice from him in practice, and how did his mentality this week translate to the court on Saturday?
It was the same. He's a super kid, and he's a competitor. And at the end of the day, when we were prepping for the game, we told all our guys we thought we needed to penetrate and not play with the ball. We talk about playing with the ball. And we just told him Friday night, my assistant pulled him aside and said, you're going to either go right away, make one move or go, or get off the ball. And I thought he really stuck to that on Saturday. He did a great job of getting by the primary defender that was on him. They switched that up throughout the game. They backed off of him. They put a post player on him and backed off all the way down to the elbow, and he was still able to get by that kid. And he was just relentless at going to the basket, which is what we asked. And he did that. And Sterling Gaston Chapman in the last 5 minutes got us 3 huge buckets on just lane line drives as well. And so I thought KD and Sterling both down the stretch just did a good job of just sticking to the plan. We went in with the driver mentality. It wasn't in the plan to just shoot 9 threes, but when Caden Evans got hurt for us, that was one of our best shooters went out of the game. So it was just, the guys that came in, it was all downhill guys. And so we just stuck with just going to the basket and getting to the free throw line. And I thought they did a good job of continuing to do so for the rest of the game. And I thought that's where KD, he was able to hit some pull-ups late because they were backing off of him, playing him for the drive. And then, he's a good free throw shooter. He's 81% from the line on the year. And so, I'm not shocked he went 13 for 13 because he's done that over the course of his career. He has been a very good free throw shooter for us.
So you've got a much-needed road win. What gives you confidence you can close the road trip with the next 2 wins?
I mean, you use that word confidence a lot. This is sports, man. You try to win at home and go steal a few on the road, and that's what we've tried to do this year. We've done a good job of holding the fort down at home, and finally went out and stole one on the road, which was great to see Saturday. I don't use the word confidence in this league because every game is really difficult right now. Lubbock's won 6 in a row. That's what we got on Thursday. We were fortunate enough to beat them at home, beat Midwestern at home the last time around. So if there's a word you want to use with confidence for that, I guess, hey, our guys know that we've done that before. But, man, going out on the road and winning is one of the hardest things to do in athletics. I don't care what sport it is. Lubbock's 8-2 at home. Not a lot of people go into Rip Griffin and get wins there. And I know since I've been at Angelo State, we haven't won there. And so, for us, I know it's cliche. I know I say it every week. Hey, we got to be really good today. We got to figure out what can we do today to get better from this weekend? How can we fix some stuff that we messed up over the weekend to improve ourselves? And all I can ask is, hey, when we get to Thursday and Saturday, we're playing our best basketball, And I don't think confidence, luck, anything has anything to do with it. I think it's just, hey, we got to be the best version of ourselves, And right now, we're defending at a very high level. It was good to see us get back to that on Saturday. We did a good job of that against Lubbock and Midwestern the first time around at home. And, right now that's where we're going to have to hang our hat. Points have been hard to come by this year. A lot of that has been because of inconsistency with our lineups. I mean, when Caden went out, when Blessing fouled out, we got lineups out there that we haven't played all year long. And so that kind of screws some stuff up offensively for us. So, the big focus has been, hey, how can we get stops? And I think the more we can do that, the better chances we're going to have to win.
Coach, you mentioned making adjustments and winning today. Perfect spot is looking into the weekend. You mentioned how difficult it'll be to potentially win in Lubbock, win in Midwestern. So what adjustments do you think the team needs to make to be able to maybe give your team the best chance to get those wins this week?
Well, I don't know how much adjustments were made in February. Everybody's who they are at this stage. We're going to be a man-to-man defense, and I know we're not going to go down there and shock Lubbock or Midwestern with our man defense at this stage because that's who we are, And we'll look to kind of tweak some stuff offensively as we do game to game to try to put guys in position of success offensively. But it's February basketball at this stage. Most teams are who they are, and it's just, who's going to be the best team for that night. It's not the early portions of the seasons where teams are feeling each other out anymore. I mean, everyone's got 20-some-odd games of film, scout, and everything else. Everyone knows everyone's moves individually, collectively as a team, what they're going to run, who they're about, and things like that. So, there's not a lot of adjustments to be made. I wish I could say there are, but it's just, hey, can we go down there and be the best version of ourselves and be who we are and do it better than them? And that's going to be what we're going to try to do this week.
And then, of course, you're trying to think of the conference standings right now and trying to fight for a playoff spot. So what's your message to the guys just down the stretch? Through the last, I don't know, it's 2-3 weeks, but through the last 5 games of the season?
Don't look at the standings. Just worry about what we can worry about right now. And that's it. I mean, it's a one-game season every time we hit the floor. And that's the thing we talk about as a staff. Let's just worry about getting the next one. It's all going to play out how it's supposed to play out, good or bad. Doesn't matter at this stage for me. It's just, hey, can we get the next one? And that's what we keep talking about in the locker room is what can we do to get that next one? We've talked about, hey, we want to keep this season alive for our seniors and give 5 seniors a chance to play in the postseason. But you're not going to blink and that's going to happen. You got to take care of business and try to do what we can right now. And for us, it's, hey, can we go back down to Lubbock on Thursday and try to steal one down there? And that's the only thing that's going to help us. I don't want to be in a position where we're going to have to rely on somebody else. Let's try to be in a position where we rely on ourselves. And so if we can take care of business on Thursday and, do what we did on Saturday and try to steal some where we can, you hope when the chips fall that they, fall in our direction. So for us, again, it's a one-game season, as it's been all year. Hey, the next one that's up is the most important one.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.